Okay, let's do another problem from the practice mastery quiz. We want to here find x and y intercepts of the graph of this nice equation here. So something for a heads up, we might want to make a mistake later on. Let's avoid it. So this radical sign, we could treat it like a grouping symbol because we should. This is not under the radical, so maybe add that little guy in there so we can tell for sure that we're not going to make that mistake later on. So anyway, we want to find intercepts. So we know that x and y intercepts are where this graph is going to touch the x and y axis. So if we're finding our x-intercepts, any point that is on the x-axis, which is here, will have y-coordinate 0. So we're going to set y equals 0 and just solve for whatever that x value has to be. Similarly over here, any y-intercept will have to be on the y-axis, so that's why we're setting x equals 0, and then we're going to solve for what y would have to be to make that happen. All right, well, let's get on with it. So let's do the x-intercepts first. So we're going to set the y equals 0, solve for x. So we're just going to put a 0 in place of y, and we're going to leave everything else the same. So we got 3 square root x plus 9. We're going to close that, so we're making sure not to make that mistake. And now we just solved a nice equation, so we can do this. We've done this a lot before, so we're going to add 3 to both sides. We got 3 equals 3 square root x plus 9. Now we've got 3's on both sides. We'll divide everything by 3. So that'll be a 1 and that'll be a 1. So we got 1 equals square root x plus 9. And now we square both sides. So we've got 1 is x plus 9. And now we are essentially finished. We can subtract that 9. So x is negative 8. And our x-intercept here is negative 8. Looks like the computer is going to want you to write it as an ordered pair. So let's go ahead and do that. The x-intercept is negative 8, comma 0. All right, so there's our x-intercept, and we can put a nice little couple lines under there. All right, so same thing here. This is going to be a little bit easier process because we're just going to be able to, well, it's going to just plop right out for us because it's already solved for y, right? Y is alone here. Anyway, we could put in x equals 0 there, so we do. So y equals 3 square root 0 plus 9 minus 3. We don't want to screw that up. Okay, so now we again play the simplification game. 0 plus 9, that's just 9, so square root of 9 is 3. So we've got y equals 3 times, this is just 3, minus 3. All right, so we got 3 times 3 is 9, minus 3 equals 6. So we found, again, our y-intercept is 6, so we want to write it as an ordered pair. X is 0, y is 6, and we are done.